All right, here now, I fave. Our old friend, Carl, two questions. Jeffers, good morning, Mr. Jeffers.
Hi, Don. How are you doing today?
All right, baby, how are you?
Well, good. You know, when you just in the last segment, you made a great comment. You said Mitt Romney would not be hanging out with Santonio Holmes, and the comment was with respect to the difficulty he's having connecting with the American people because of his wealth. And as I was coming on the set, I thought about something. The three wealthiest presidents that we have had in the history of this country, John F. Kennedy, Franklin Roosevelt, and this will surprise a lot of people, George Washington. And if you account for inflation, he still ranks as one of the wealthiest ever. But what did they all have in common? They were loved and admired by the American people. It's not the American people's fault, and they do not reject wealth or resent it. It's a problem that Romney has connecting with them. Jack Kennedy would never have said, some of my best friends are the owners of NASCAR or the owners of the teams, yet those are the only friends he would have. Yeah. But Romney, by talking about it that way, only draws attention to the difference between his lifestyle and that of the average American. And that's an important point, that the American people do not reject wealth because they loved the three wealthiest presidents we ever had.
Here is the team that I'm pulling for now to run on the Republican ticket.
Okay.
I want a Gingrich, Rick Perry ticket. That's what I'm praying for. Actually, I'm actually gone to the Lord.
Okay.
And I've asked the Lord God.
Yes.
To grant us all that.
Well, a ticket like that's the only place you're going to get, I think, results is to go to the Lord. You're not going to get it anywhere else, Gingrich and Perry. So you're on the right track.
See, because then I think that the president could win all 57 states that he once thought there were. So that's my deal.
Well, in terms of the president winning, you know, for a year, I've been saying that Mitt Romney had the only chance to defeat the president. But what I also have been saying recently is that the last 6 weeks to 2 months, that chance has been dropping. It is, in fact, deteriorating. And the Republicans, in my judgment, have done three things wrong. The first thing that they've done wrong is essentially they have allowed themselves, as gas prices have gone up, and thus stagnated the president's approval ratings. He was rising. Now they've stopped, and he's now just about back under 50%. But what have the Republicans been doing the last 6, 7 weeks? They've been talking about birth control, contraception, and Satan. And so that's not going to help.
Satan is real.
He may be real, but he's not the biggest issue in the campaign for this year, Don.
All right, but he's real.
Yeah, he's real. Yeah. Okay, and so are the gas prices going up. Yes. And if you want to win, you might want to focus on that a bit more.
You know why the gas prices are going up?
Satan. Okay, all right. Then in that case, you could not blame Obama.
Right.
Yeah. The second thing that they've done wrong, I'm going to stay right with you on this. The second thing,
I think Obama is Satan, by the way.
I knew you were coming with that.
Just a little joke there, Carl.
That's all right. Well, the devil's in the details. So, the second thing that they've done wrong is, in addition to that, they have gone after each other with the kind of personal attacks that can only hurt. When you're talking about calling each other outright liars, saying each other's morally flawed, and to use Mr. Gingrich's favorite phrase, fundamentally dishonest. Those kinds of phrases cannot help you. And I'm really tired of so many pundits and analysts coming on TV saying, who are Republicans and conservatives, coming on and saying, this will help us, this will make us stronger. That's what Samson said when Delilah cut his hair off. It is not making them stronger. And the reason is because there's nobody on the Democratic side challenging President Obama, who would be making attacks like Ted Kennedy did with Jimmy Carter in 1980. Right. The third thing that they're doing wrong is allowing themselves, through these Republican legislators throughout the country, passing legislation which is perceived by Hispanics as being targeted to them and making them a scapegoat. And the publicity all over the country, the Texas law, the fact that the Justice Department is bringing suit, Hispanics all over America are now finding out about these laws, and that will not help Republicans. And Hispanics are the fastest growing electorate constituency in the country, and they may wind up losing that. So if the Republicans are not careful, if they keep on the track of these three things I said, they could wind up not only not getting the White House, but losing the House.
Here's what Here's what's fundamental about the president, by the way, what he's done.
Uh-huh.
This idiot sent 30,000 more troops to Afghanistan, which was idiotic. And the whole Iraq war and sending troops to Afghanistan, which is Bush's idiotic plan, was bad enough.
Right.
But then for the president, the current one, to double down on that was idiotic.
Yeah.
He's increased the debt by $5 trillion. The fundamental bottom line is this country can't afford 4 more years of this guy. He's a lovely guy and all that, but I mean, that's the bottom line. Wouldn't make any difference whether it was, maybe not Santorum, but Gingrich Perry, that's the answer.
Well, what you just said and the way you just said it, the way you just said that would actually be a more effective campaign, rhetoric, speech, position than what we've been hearing from the Republicans. Because I've just said a lot of things that should discourage Republicans. Here's the encouraging news for them. The fact is that right now, the polls are showing a 2 or 3 point spread between Romney, Obama, and Santorum. So Republicans still have a chance. Yeah. And here's the other thing. There are so many moderates, liberals, independents who, even as the economy shows signs of some improvement, are still disappointed in the presidency of Barack Obama. Aside from specific issues, they have been disappointed, and that's an opportunity. Now, here's the problem for the Republicans there. If you're going to defeat an incumbent going into the summer, you should be 8 to 10 points ahead in the polls. Why? Because the incumbent president gets to go last with the conventions. And there's always a closing after Labor Day. And this year is very late. The Democrats are not even convening until the first week of September.
Right.
And they will have a chance to close. But if the Republicans go into the summer only 3 or 4 points ahead, then you see what that does for the president's chances. And that's why it's going to be difficult. But the other benefit Republicans have, they start off with so many red states that give them electoral college victory potential. But I will say this. The Republicans to win, they will have to win Ohio and they will have to win Florida. The Democrats only have to win one of those. And a lot of people, when I say that, say, I don't understand, Carl. Why do the Republicans have to win both Ohio and Florida and the Democrats only have to win one? Very simple. Of the 5 largest states in the United States, only one of them is reliably a red Republican state, and that's Texas. Yeah. All of the other ones, California, New York, Pennsylvania, those are reliably Democratic states. And that's why when the Republicans win, they have to carry the big swing states of Florida and Ohio.
Are you a sports fan at all?
A big sports fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've talked about that.
So are you ready for the NCAA tournament?
You know what? I'm not. I do not get involved in bracketology, but I watched late the Knicks game last night, and I was listening to Warner and Lynn Sanity. I got carried away with that as well, and they need to carry Carmelo away because they're 2-7 since Carmelo came back. You know, and I saw the Peyton Manning. You know, is very, very interesting.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I tell you what, I do not think he's going to a NFC team for sure, because just like when his father, Archie Manning, did not want Eli to go to the Chargers, it's for one reason only. He wants his 2 sons to play each other in the Super Bowl. So Peyton is going to another AFC team.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you think? Denver?
I think Denver has the best chance.
According to Denver papers, he's already negotiating a deal with them.
Yeah, that's right. I think he's got the best chance because they not only can get Peyton, but Tebow has trade value with another team, so they can get some.
Send Tebow to Miami.
He could go to Miami. He could go anywhere. Although I do think that Peyton would have probably been the best addition for the 49ers because of those teams that he's looking to be added to.
Why, by the way, are you hollering?
I think that they have the best
I've been
chance.
Hollering for
well, I know you're hearing me then.
Well, no, but
you might as well.
Well, yeah, I guess that's maybe it. Carl, I love you to death.
Thank you, Don. It's
God
great
bless
to be
you.
here
Thank you much, baby.
You bet.
11 minutes till the hour. Carl Jeffers.